comes to lobbying for sanctions, it's my understanding that there wasn't a lobbying that took place against sanctions. It was more to go through the details of what those sanctions would do to make sure that they applied appropriately across the board. Is that correct?
Senator, that's correct. I never lobbied against the sanctions. To my knowledge, ExxonMobil never lobbied against the sanctions. ExxonMobil participated in understanding how the sanctions were going to be constructed and was asked and provided information regarding how those might impact American business interest. And the only engagement I had really came after the sanctions were in place. ExxonMobil was in the middle of drilling a well in the very remote part of the Russian Arctic in the Kara Sea, several hundred miles away from any safe harbor. When the sanctions went into place, because of the way the sanctions were written, they took immediate effect. There was no grace period, there was no grandfathering period, and I engaged immediately with the State Department and with Treasury and OFAC to explain to them there was significant risk to people and the environment and we were going to comply with the sanctions, fully comply, but that compliance meant immediate evacuation of all these people, which was going to put lives at risk and the environment at risk, because this was a wildcat exploration well that was at a very delicate position at the time. Provided a lot of technical information to OFAC and the State Department. Was thankful that it took about 5 days for them to understand that, and ExxonMobil stood still while they were evaluating that, and in the end did grant a temporary license to allow that work to be completed safely so we could get all the people then out of the country, get all the equipment that was subject to sanctions out of the country, including the rig, out of the country. That was my direct engagement, was really in dealing with an effect of the sanctions. So again, the characterization that ExxonMobil lobbied against the sanctions is just not accurate.